have a feeling this is going to be a little bit cringy. Hi everyone, my name's Chloe, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Today's video is going to be me reacting to my very first video on this channel, and it was actually the first video that I put up as well, like first actual sit down video anyway. I did like a really quick wrap up of a readathon once, but it was all like, I didn't speak, it was just like pictures of the books. This was the first one that I actually put up where I was talking to the camera, and I did the Booktube newbie tag. Now the reason why I'm reacting to that today is that it's coming up to my 1 year Booktube anniversary. It's actually going to be on Wednesday as you're watching this, so it'll be on Wednesday the 30th of March. But I have something special coming up that day, all to do with my TBR and my TBR game as well. So I thought I would put this up a few days before my Booktube anniversary, but I did want to do a video where I'm reacting to my first ever video and see how awkward I am. And also with it being the Booktube newbie tag, I sort of said what I wanted this channel to be, and I kind of want to see if it actually is that. I mean, I think it, to be honest, it kind of is. It's what I hoped it would be. So not really too much else to say. We're just going to prepare for me being a little bit awkward watching myself. It's only an 8-minute long video, so shouldn't be too bad. But I've got my channel open here, I've got it sorted oldest to newest, so we've got my lovely Booktube newbie video just over here, and yeah, let's get started, shall we? Okay, let's press play. Hello, so I guess we're doing this. So first things first, I definitely look different. Like, I mean, I paused it in a really weird place, but I definitely look different. I mean, it's not much, it's mainly just sort of the hair colour, but it's weird to look back at this. I mean, it was only a year ago, but I feel like that isn't me. It's a bit strange. But the intro hasn't changed. I made that before I made my first video, and to be honest, I was planning on changing it after my sort of 1 year thing, and I just haven't made anything yet. So maybe that'll change soon. We will see. Right, let's go. Hi, my name's Chloe and I am new to the Booktube community, or at least from this side of the camera. So where else to start other than to try the Booktube newbie tag so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And yeah, let's just jump straight into the questions. I think. So what I've noticed is that I am very nervous, so I'm just wanting to get straight into the video, because normally I talk a little bit more. I'm a little bit more conversational now. I'm also a little bit slower in talking, I think. I talk quite fast anyway, I am well aware of that. And I think I purposely slowed down because I wanted to make sure people understand me. But I think the conversation flows better for me when I'm talking a bit quicker. So sorry about that. Sorry if you're a person like me who watches on double speed, because my videos are not the best to watch on double speed. To proof my vlogs back, I watch them on double speed. And yeah, I don't even catch everything that I'm saying half the time. So yeah, you have all seen these videos by now. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? Like I said, sort of am new to the Booktube community from this side of the camera, but from the other side of the camera, from the watching the videos, definitely not new in that aspect. I remember how many times I had to film the answers to these questions because I kept tripping over my words. Now, to be honest, I don't have to like pre-plan too much. I don't have to kind of refilm things because I tend to be pretty confident in what I'm saying. I tend to be better in front of a camera. I mean, my videos definitely get chopped down. I chopped one down the other day from like 40 minutes to 25 because I just rambled. But I don't feel as nervous, so that's not tripping me up as much. Basically, I'm a bundle of nerves, okay? And it's something I've always kind of wanted to do, but never really felt that confident to try. I think a lot of the creators that I watched were quite well established and didn't really see how I could ever compete in that sort of lane. And then in the last couple of months, I've really started watching sort of smaller, newer creators. A lot of people started the channel in the last year, and it's really been quite nice to see the communities grow around those people and to be part of those communities myself. And it's given me a bit more confidence to be like, no, actually, you can do this. You can give it a go. So why not? Let's just try it, see how it goes. What's the worst that can happen, really? I mean, I tried it. I saw how it went. I feel like it's going pretty well. like my goal. I said, I think it was just after Christmas, I put a tweet up saying that I would like to get to 500 subscribers by the time it got to my 1 year Booktube anniversary, because I was like, I think I was at like 450, and I wasn't, to be honest, sure that I would actually hit it, but I'm above that now, which I'm happy about. And yeah, I feel like it actually went quite well. I mean, the main thing, let's ignore the numbers, because to be honest, that was like a happy bonus, but it wasn't the main part of this. We're going to get to that in a minute actually. But when I'm talking about sort of those smaller channels that maybe have started more in the last year or things like that, like I've discovered more of those while I've been doing this channel, and I've actually started talking to some of those people as well, and have people that I now call friends. So, you know, there's been lots of good positives that have come from this experience, so I'm very happy that I did start this. Go past me, you make good decisions. Question 2. What are some unique and fun things that you can bring to the Booktube community? I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for this one. I don't think that I'm going to sort of wow you with new styles of videos or anything like that, at least not straight away. I want to find sort of what my niche is in this community, but I don't really have anything that I can be like, yes, follow me for this type of content that you've never seen before. We'll just see how it goes. So, I still think this is a really awkward question. I struggled a lot with how to answer this one the first time, and I remember speaking to other people who had done the tag and them saying, yes, it's the most awkward question on here, because it's hard to be like, yes, I'm special because of this. But that being said, I do think as my channel has grown, I have started to find my niche a little bit. I'm definitely known as a girl who goes to the theatre a lot, so that kind of ties into it. I also just think I've sort of found my style in how I like kind of talking to the camera. When I really love something, I get quite excited about it, and I kind of just can't shut up about it. So I feel like that comes across a little bit more now in when I'm talking about books that I really love. I can be quite passionate in how I'm talking about them, and I like to think that comes across a little bit more. Especially, I noticed in a vlog that I put up recently actually, there was a book that I just really loved, and there's like a 5-minute clip of me just talking about everything that I loved about this book in the middle of a weekly reading vlog. I'm like, this is not a wrap up, but I just want to gush about it. And yeah, I think that's kind of one of the things I can bring. It's not necessarily unique, but just my pure excitement for things that I love. And yeah, theatre definitely is one of the things that I talk about a lot, and I feel like that's one of the, again, not unique because there's plenty of other people who love it, but I feel like that is one of the areas that I'm kind of known for, is just being the theatre obsessed book lover. So yeah. Question 3. What are you most excited about with starting this Booktube channel? Definitely the community aspect of it. As I sort of said before, in the last couple of months, it's been something that's really helped me on a personal level, sort of having this Booktube community, joining in on sprints, talking to people in sort of like Discord chats and various other places, and I want to bit of a part of that really. I would love the chance to talk to people about books, about everything to do with sort of the bookish world, but then also just on a sort of general level, like people in this community are people that I'm going to have shared interests with, so let's talk, let's build this sort of relationships, let's have this community. Booktube is really great for that, so yeah, that's what I'm excited about. So let's get a little bit sappy with this, shall we? I have made some great friends whilst I've been doing this channel. I feel like I'm still very awkward to kind of put myself out there. Like, I would love to talk to more of you, but I am not the person who can just kind of send out a message to someone that I've never spoke to before and be like, just start talking to them. Like, that is not me at all. Like, I'll just quietly like people's posts on Twitter instead and hope that one day they've sort of seen me enough that if I do comment, they'll recognise it. And I'm always like incredibly shocked when I get tagged in something by someone that I've not really spoken to before, because it shocks me that people like actually think of me to put in things like that. I got tagged in something earlier and I was just like, oh, okay. But there are people that I do talk to a lot. Like, I was literally chatting to Meg from 12 Books a Day earlier on today. I'm meeting up with her this weekend. Same with Becca Fowle. We're all going to a book signing together, and it's just so weird to think that these are people that I was kind of referencing when I said that I wanted to make friends, because like Meg started her channel similar time that I did. She apparently is making a comeback soon, so please watch out for her and subscribe to her if you haven't already, because she is lovely. And Becca is also really lovely. She hit 1,000 subscribers recently, and it is very, very well deserved. She puts the effort in, and she's also just such a lovely person. But anyway, these are people that I was kind of sort of seeing in the community and kind of chatting to very briefly in comments and things like that, and now I've got to the point where I'm actually getting to sort of hang out with them in person, and can't wait for things like Yalk, where I am able to meet more people as well and kind of expand my bookish group of friends. I am hopefully going to plan to meet up with Lisa at some point soon. This is a reminder to Lisa that we do need to make plans some point soon, because we do not live that far away from each other. And yeah, there's just this nice like sort of small group of people now that I am chatting with, and I like that I have that, and I would love for it to grow to sort of more people that I can be friends with, because yeah, the community aspect of it is definitely what I was here for. And I always love it when I sort of see the same names in the comments all the time, because it just makes me feel like so nice, and just to have these people who want to watch my videos and want to chat to me. And yeah, thank you to everyone, basically, just thank you. Question 4, why do you love reading? I think the classic answer is that we all love to read for escapism, and I am no different from that. I love storytelling in general, in all forms. My sort of interests are reading, theatre, film and TV, so anything where there's a story involved and I can really get lost in that is perfect for me. I am always amazed by writers, be they authors or script writers or anything like that, because I just don't understand how they come up with these ideas and put them on paper, and they can be so perfect, and I can just spend hours lost in that world. I don't get. I talk with my hands a lot. I mean, I still talk with my hands a lot, but I'm noticing it in this video, and I'm kind of doing it on purpose now. But yeah, anyway, I will let myself finish this answer in a minute. But yeah, that is very much true still. I've always said storytelling is my favourite thing, like no matter what form it's in. If I can get lost in a story, I'm very happy about it. It's one of the main reasons that I love theatre. It's one of the main reasons that I love books. This all still makes perfect sense. How that goes from here to there to back to here, no. I read because I love stories and I love the escape. Question 5. What book or series got you into reading? Now, I can't really pinpoint an exact answer for this, because I've read as long as I can remember. My parents, my grandparents made a point of reading to me a lot, because they wanted to make sure that they wanted to introduce me to that. My sister was a massive reader as well, and she's 4 years older than me, so she read the Roald Dahl books a lot and used to pass those sort of on to me, and I read those. But I wouldn't say that's what got me into reading necessarily. I definitely had a love of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch and the Mary-Kate and Ashley books in the 90s, because, you know, pinnacle of writing talent at the time. But the series that probably should be the answer for this is the Harry Potter series by the author that shall not be named. And yeah, I have a difficult relationship with that book series right now, which is, you know, not great, because it was such a big part of my childhood and also my adult life for quite a while. And yeah, it's probably a generic answer, particularly from someone that grew up as a child of the 90s. But there's so many other books as well that I can remember reading at that time and really loving. So there's not really one in particular, but if there was, it's probably that. So, still the same answer, obviously, that's not going to change. Still deeply pains me that I have such mixed feelings about that series now, because it was basically my entire identity growing up. I mean, I have a tattoo of it, you probably noticed, but yeah, it's a strange one. But that being said, there were many other books. I couldn't think of some at the time, but I can now. And actually, spoiler alert for upcoming video, I have a trunk of books that I read as a kid. Basically, they're all packed away in a trunk at the end of my bed, because I don't have room on my shelves. And video that will be coming up, I think, next month. I'd made a plan of all my videos the other day. I'm being prepared for once. But yeah, video that will be coming up will actually be me sorting through that trunk and going through books that I read as a child and most of a teenager, but there are some child books in there as well. So I will be able to give you more of an answer to that soon. Keep your eye out. But yeah, unfortunately, it is still that series. And every day I get a little bit more angry with that author, because she just keeps going, doesn't she? she doesn't realise that maybe she should just be quiet. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? I mean, other than can we just be friends and hang out? Probably where do you get your ideas? Because I am making this video because it was the easiest thing to think of for a first video, and I have no idea where to go from here. So, you know, if you have a list of ideas or just any way to like figure out how to get ideas, that'd be great. So on that one with ideas, I still struggle with that, but I think I have got into a better routine with it. I think when I first did this, I wasn't planning on doing weekly vlogs because I just didn't think I'd be interested enough. And I feel like I've got better at doing weekly vlogs and sort of filming enough content that it is actually interesting for that, I hope anyway. So yeah, definitely sort of having set things that I like to put up. So obviously you have your sort of generics of your haul and your wrap up and my vlogs that go up every week and my TBR game. So I know that I've always got kind of 7 videos that are set every month, and I tend to put out like 10 videos a month anyway, so there's only about 3 that I have to think up, and I mean this is one of them. But yeah, just for anyone who maybe is sort of also puzzling that out, I just tend to look at kind of what videos going around at the minute, what ideas you can kind of not steal but borrow from other people, because I think it's fine to be inspired by other creators as long as you're kind of crediting the people. I think it is good that we all kind of create things like tags and stuff like that we can all do. I find tag videos to be really good ones if you are running out of ideas, and also to be honest, just whatever you feel like I put a video out the other day that was all about theatrical books, and it's not done that well, I'm not gonna lie. It's been one of my least watched videos I put out in the last couple of months, but you know what, I had a really good time making it, so I don't really care. So yeah, just whatever you feel like making pretty much is my answer to both myself from previous and anyone who is watching this who is a bit struggling for what to do and where to get ideas from. The other question really is probably how do you go about sort of branding and marketing yourself, because I'm doing this because it sounds fun, but I have no idea how to actually sort of help people find my content or like, yeah, anything to do with that. So, you know, any tips, any hints, drop them below, you know, comment. That's the thing that people do, right? So the funny thing is with this is that I kind of thought, I think that there was some like magic trick to it, that you did have to kind of really push and market yourself, and you do to some extent. Like obviously you have to kind of get your name out there so that people recognize you and actually want to go to your channel, but the best way to do that is just talking to people. I mean, I think the way that a lot of people probably would have found my channel probably will have been through sprints, either from being on them or being in the comments, because I do chat a lot in the sprints. I forget to comment on videos a lot of the time, but I do chat a lot in comments on sprints, and I think that probably helped with people finding my channel, because obviously if you see someone's name a lot and you can see that they've got a channel, you are likely to go, oh, I'll check that out. So that probably helped, being invited on sprints by people like, I think it was Christy who the very first invited me on a sprint, and then it was Becca who I join her sprints fairly regularly now. Lisa as well, I've done some with Jem, I will be doing some with Liv and Danny as well in the near future, and yeah, I think that obviously has helped. But that came about just from kind of chatting to people in comments and on Twitter and things like that, and then being invited to join in things. I will also say, I know that I felt fairly lucky in creating a TBR game quite early on. You don't have to create a TBR game at all, but I really enjoy watching them and I wanted to create one. I had an idea for one and I put that game out at the end of my first month on Booktube, and that video got 10 times more views than anything else I put out, actually maybe even more than 10 times. Like those, my TBR mash videos are the only videos on my channel that have hit over 1,000 views. The early ones are over 1,000 views, the later ones are a little bit less than that, but people still watch some of my TBRs from last year, and I think that is literally just because when you search for TBR games it comes up as kind of recommended video. The algorithm just likes it, I don't know why. So I did fall lucky with that, but the more like consistent growth that I've seen, especially in the last few months, has come from being friends with people and chatting to people. Like I don't actually do a lot to promote my channel. Like I'll put things out on Twitter and stuff like that, but a lot of it, like I said, is talking to people, and then friends will kind of retweet things when I put videos up. but that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have been nice to those people in the first place. So yeah, just generally being nice and friendly and chatty, and your channel will just naturally grow. It sounds simple, but that's how it's worked for me. So just be nice, be yourself. I mean, put out content as well, because obviously if you're not putting anything out, there's nothing for people to watch. But yeah, put out content, be nice, be friendly. That's basically it. Question 7. What challenge do you think about starting a YouTube channel is going to be the hardest? I mean, probably what I've just said. Ideas, consistency, putting my name out there, just getting people to watch it. Like, I can make these videos, but it doesn't mean that anyone's actually going to watch it. Great if you do, much appreciated. But yeah, just actually consistently putting something out there and getting people to watch it. I think that's going to be the challenge. The consistency part, I think I've actually done quite well at very early on. I sort of said to myself that I want to put out at least 2 videos a week. The reason why I've done that is that I know if I don't hold myself accountable to something like that, I would very likely just not put anything out for like a month at a time. And I wanted to kind of give myself a schedule to do it. The other thing is I actually really enjoy making these videos, is what I found. So like, I'm doing this now after work one night, and it should feel like a chore because I'm very tired from work, but I'm actually really enjoying being in front of a camera and talking to you guys. So I just make a point of making time to film these, and I kind of have a plan every week on what's going to go out. I do have a schedule. It works for me. It doesn't work for everyone. Some people just kind of need to put videos out when they feel inspired to do it. But for me, like, having a deadline makes sure that I actually put something out, because yeah, I just wouldn't. I'd have just given up by now if I didn't have that. So consistency for me is having my sort of schedule generally of Wednesday and Saturday, unless it is sort of the end of the month and I've got extra stuff to put out, because I think you will be getting a video on Monday this week actually. But yeah, generally I have my Wednesday, Saturday, and I know that as long as I've got something done for those days, I'm fine. I think there's only been like twice that I've actually missed that. One of them was after Christmas, after I'd done sort of Vlogmas and done extras, and then I think one of them was maybe ill last year, so I had to delay something. But other than that, I've managed to stick to it since the very beginning. I think it was about a month in that I decided on that schedule. Question 8. When did you start reading? I kind of already answered this one. I can't remember, like, as far back as I know I've had a book in my hand. Like, I've always had bookshelves in my room. I've always had full bookshelves in my room that I keep having to rotate books out of. And I still have books that I have owned since I was like 3 years old. So yeah, forever. And you will see those books very soon in an upcoming video, as I have already said. I do read anywhere I can. I mean, I do have a particular chair in my room that's over there by the window, so I will read there. I actually don't find reading in bed that comfy because I'm more likely to fall asleep. There's a really nice chair in my living room that I like to read in. I would usually used to say on my commute to work, but COVID kind of stopped that a little bit. But yeah, wherever I can, That's changed actually. I'm now back in the office, so I do read on my commute to work. Audiobooks are great for it as well. So yeah, actually I am probably getting more reading done than I was. Actually no, I was doing a lot of reading at this point, but I was still very new at my job with not quite as high a workload as I've got now. So now a lot of it is done on the commute. I always have a book in my bag when I go out. If there's a free second and if I'm waiting for a friend to arrive, I will crack that book out and sit and read it until they get here. If I can read, I will read. I mean, this is to the point where I go to a concert and I take a book in my bag and I'll like pull it out before the band actually comes on stage. I'll be sat there in the arena and people will just give me weird looks. But again, audiobooks really work for that because you can be reading and nobody knows. It's fantastic. Question 10. What types of books do you read? Lots of different types of books. I can't sort of say I read this one particular genre. I do realise that I have sat myself in front of all the fantasy sort of section. I do read a lot of fantasy. Particularly recently, I am definitely very influenced by Booktube, and a lot of Booktubers read fantasy books. But in terms of like genres, I'll read fantasy, I'll read contemporary, I really like magical realism. Not too fussed about sort of thrillers and things like that, just not what I tend to reach for, but that doesn't say that I won't read it. If it sounds interesting, I'll try it. Age range, again, sort of everything. It's more about if the story sounds interesting to me. If you'd have asked me last year, I probably would have said YA and it probably would have been more contemporary. but I really have sort of tried to make a point of branching out with that. Definitely been reading more adult fantasy recently, and more adult contemporary, more adult romances as well. So anything that appeals to me, it doesn't have to be a particular genre or a particular type of story or trope or anything like that. If I read a synopsis and it intrigues me, I'll be buying that book because I have a book buying problem. I was already a rambler at this point, wasn't I? Yeah, basically what I just said there. But what I will say is that I feel like I have branched out more in what I'm reading over the last year or so, but also kind of refined a little bit what I do like to read. So when I said that, like, previously I would have said YA and now it's a bit more of a mixture, it's not really as much of a mixture, it is more adult now. I will still read some YA, but it has to be something that I'm really interested in. I mean, I'm reading a YA at the minute, but yeah, I am more leaning towards adult. And also, I think if you just looked at my channel really quickly, you'd think I'm more of a fantasy reader now. I still love contemporaries, I just am struggling. I think in the adult range I'm struggling to find exactly which ones I like, and I'm growing out with the YA ones. And also I think it's just that there's so many fantasies that I want to catch up on, but I am still very much I will read whatever sounds good. If the plot is good enough, I will read it. I don't really care. So yeah, I think that's all the questions that we have today. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. I mean, if I've made it this far in the editing process that I've actually uploaded it, because this seems cringy. When I watch it back, oh God, I don't want to hear my own voice. Actually, hearing my own voice isn't that bad. I'm used to it by now. So yeah, I'm used to the editing process. But I did manage to put this one up. Go me. Let me know in the comments. I mean, introduce yourself. Like I said, I want to sort of be in this community a little bit more. So say hello. If there's any particular type of video that you like, feel free to drop that in the comment. You might not know enough about me to know what type of things you can request, but just give me an idea of what you like to watch and I'll see if I can make it happen. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you to anyone that did comment on that first video. Thank you to anyone who continues to comment on my videos. Basically just thank you to everyone who watches my channel, whether it's your first video or you've been watching for many months. Thank you. I enjoyed doing this. It was cringy. It was definitely cringy. I talk very slowly and it's irritating me, but I did enjoy doing it because yeah, basically everything that I wanted to do I'm either doing, or it's still kind of where I'm at. It's just I'm still enjoying everything. So yeah, I think that is pretty much everything. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Let me know how long you've been watching my videos for, actually. And yeah, let's just have a chat. If I've not spoken to you before, leave me a comment, introduce yourself. I would love to talk to more of you. Thank you, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.